experts say we're in a race against time. As the vaccinations ramp up, so are the mutant strains of COVID-19 that spread far more easily. And our Craig Patrick is here now with a closer look at how quickly the variants are spreading through Florida. Hi there, Craig.
Hi there, Kelly, and keep in mind the state has not been releasing this data, not on the variants of COVID-19 until after it was sued by the Orlando Sentinel newspaper, which accused the state of violating the public records laws in our state by not releasing this information. And the state responded to that legal action by finally releasing details, at least through most of last week. And this now gives us a much better idea of what we're up against.
Florida seems to be the place that's really developing the highest prevalence of this.
2 weeks ago, USF Dr. Tom Unash said the UK variant of COVID-19 would take over in Florida.
It's going to take over pretty soon, probably around late March or beginning of April would be my guess.
And now state data shows he was unfortunately spot on. The variants do not appear to be more deadly than the original form of COVID-19, but they are far more contagious. And through last week, the far more contagious variants are working through 41 of Florida's 67 counties, infecting a 2-year-old, a 97-year-old, and all ages in between. The UK variant accounts for most of the 850 variant cases confirmed by the state through last week. And with that, Florida continues to lead the nation in confirmed cases of COVID variants. And updated numbers from the CDC show more than 900 cases in Florida. So far, the mutated strains in our state have killed 5 and hospitalized 34. They took off the second week of February and are disproportionately spreading through southeast Florida and much of the Tampa Bay region, with 61 confirmed cases in Hillsborough County, 45 in Pinellas, 32 in Pasco, and 20 in Hernando County. And those numbers likely only reveal a fraction of COVID variants now spreading through Florida. And keep in mind that fewer than 1% of all of the cases are actually checked for the variant, which is why we know that it is, in fact, a fraction of the true number. And you saw in the data we just showed how southeast Florida is leading the state in cases that we know of. And Kelly, that gives you some important perspective of why Miami Beach moved forward with a curfew, concerns about violence, but also concerns about the spread of the variant forms of COVID-19 before we can fully vaccinate the general population.
Yeah, and speaking of vaccines, Craig, I know a lot's been talked about whether or not they're effective against the variants as they are against the original form of the virus, and scientists say it seems like they are. Is that correct?
From everything that scientists know and the experts know, the answer thankfully is yes to that. The CDC just released some notes stating that, in fact, the currently authorized vaccines are responding to the variant strains of COVID-19. That's based on what